In previous videos, I've talked about how remote play is one of my favourite features on the Vita. It still blows my mind every time I stream a PS4 game to the Vita, and I can't believe it isn't talked about more often. But that's not to say that every game plays well on the Vita. After all, the Vita lacks some of the trigger and analog stick buttons you would find on a standard PS4 controller, so it has to make up for this by assigning these buttons to either the rear or front touchscreen. I reached out to the PS Vita community to ask which games they felt played well via remote play. So in this video I want to share some of these games along with some of my personal favourites. First up is the Resident Evil remake. This is one of my favourite games of all time, and I would have loved to have seen an actual port to the Vita. However, I'll settle for remote play. The controls in this game are not too complex, and with the steady pacing of the game, it allows for an easy transition from PS4 to Vita. Next up is Fallout 4. The great thing about playing this game on the Vita is that Bethesda actually created a Vita controller setup for remote play, saving you the hassle of having to reassign buttons for a comfortable layout. It truly is incredible to run around the Commonwealth wasteland on the Vita, and even better when you're streaming it in a separate location from your PS4, such as a friend's house. I couldn't do a video without bringing up Metal Gear Solid at least once, seeming as it's my favourite game series. For this video I want to talk about MGS5, as this game plays extremely well via remote play. It just goes to show how good the controller setup is in MGS5, as you really don't feel as though you're at a disadvantage when playing it on the Vita. Similar to Fallout 4, it feels so satisfying to traverse the landscapes in MGS5 on the Vita. Street Fighter V is one that was suggested to me from the PS Vita community, and I can truly believe that this plays perfectly on the Vita. In fact, I would go as far as saying that any fighting game would play well on the Vita via remote play, as for me, the Vita's D-pad is one of its best features, which is vital when pulling off special moves and combos in fighting games. Last but not least is Persona 5. This is another game that I'm trusting the Vita community on when they say that it plays well via remote play. Again, I can truly believe this, seeming as Persona 4 Golden was one of the best ports to the Vita, if not one of the best games on the Vita full stop. I think that any turn-based fighting game should play well via remote play, as these games focus more on thought-out battle tactics rather than fast-paced action. These are just some of the games that play well via remote play, but there are many more such as No Man's Sky, Wolfenstein, Bloodborne, and the list goes on. But what are some of your favourite games to play? I would love to hear them. If you like this video, then please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos coming soon. I've also started live streaming on my channel, so if you're into that, then why not check it out, as they are a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.